Hi, it's Tanya with Red Cardinal Crafts, and today we're going to be making these little circle ornaments. These ones I've used 8 circles for each of them, and I've actually used 8 circles for this one too, but I just used larger circles. But today we're going to be doing this big one, and that has 20 circles involved with that. So it's really easy craft. You just need glue, twine, scissors, a scoreboard helps, and then you just need some cardstock and some scrapbook paper. So there's different circle punches. This one is fine for cardstock, but I find that scrapbook paper actually tends to rip. So I have these ones from EK Success, and they work really good. I have a 2.5 inch one and a 2.25 inch one. This 2.5 inch one, for some reason, it's been giving me some trouble, but that's okay. So I use a 1/4 inch difference just so on the paper here that you see the little bit of edge of cardstock. So you could do these with just one layer of paper. I've just chosen to do them with cardstock and with scrapbook paper, but you could just use one piece of paper if you wanted to. So I'm just going to punch my cardstock out of the larger circle and some scrapbook paper out of the smaller 2.25 inch. And then you can just see when I put them together that there's a little bit of paper showing. You can see it better here on the cardstock one. So what you do is just put a tiny bit of glue. Don't use too much. It makes the paper too wet and then bubbly because you are going to be folding it. So I just use a tiny little bit on there. And then what you're going to do is you're going to use your scoreboard. I just have my mini one here. And I have a line marked on mine at the 1 7/8 mark. It just makes it easier to line up the paper. So you just line up your circle and just make sure it's just right in the corners there. So then you score. Just go over it a couple times. I don't press too hard, especially when the paper it might be a little bit wet from the glue. Then you just swivel your paper counterclockwise until the bottom of that score line lines back up with your pencil mark there for the 7/8, the 1 7/8 line. And make sure everything's butt up against the corner there. And once it's lined up, just score this line. Just go over it a few times. And then rotate it again. And now the top score line and the bottom score line are going to be lined up along that pencil line. And then just score again. And then you're just going to fold your paper towards you on that score line. You're going to fold up all 3 sides. And if you use too much glue, it'll just really kind of mess up your scrapbook paper there. So that's all you need to do, and you do that with all 20 circles. So I have mine all here, and I used 5 different colors of scrapbook paper, and I did 4 of each. So I've got those 2, that one, and those 2 there. So all you do is you start gluing them together, and the gluing can get a little fiddly and can get a little bit confusing, but you just start with one circle and just put a bit of a glue on that one arched side, and then you just pick one of your patterns. You could do these with all the same color. Like I said, you could just do them, you could just do plain cardstock if you wanted to. You could do plain white cardstock and maybe add some glitter to it or something. It'd be pretty. Now, the key to this is every time you look at the top of the ornament, you see all 5 pieces. And like you can see here, the pattern might not work out, like the pattern pieces, but generally every time you look down at the top of it, you see all 5 different pieces. And that's how you know you're gluing it together. Don't go ahead and put, don't make 4 pieces of 5. I've tried that and it does not make a circle. It turns into a really weird shape. So you do have to just build on it and do one at a time. So you just go around and just glue one side at a time. So if you want to do a little 3-piece one, you could do that and put it together at that point, but I'll show you with the 4-piece here. So those are the ones that I did, the samples at the beginning that you saw that were made out of 8 total pieces. So if you look at the top of those, you see 4 pieces when you look at it straight on, if you know what I mean. If you're looking straight down at it, you'll see the 4 pieces. So if you're only doing small ones, you can just stop right here with this part and then glue 4 more together and then glue them together on the bottom. So you could do 4 pieces and 4 pieces and then glue them all together in the middle. It works for those, but not for the large one. So if you are going to put your 4 pieces together or 5 pieces together, this is what I do with the baker's twine. I just get my loop all ready to go and I put the tie for the ornament on now. So you just make sure you've got a good knot and then slide it in between the cardstock and then glue those 2 pieces together. And then that way it's down inside. You don't see the knot, and it's just the easiest way that I found to put the tie on there. But we're going to keep going and put 5 pieces together, and then we'll put our tie in. So we just put our tie right through the middle there, and then you just want to glue those edges and seal it together. Probably get your glue on there first and then try to put the tie instead of trying to hold on to it like I was doing. But it's just easier to get that part over with now. And a tree will look so pretty, even if you use like smaller circles, and you don't need punches. I mean, find something circular and trace it and make a bunch of circles. It makes a little bit more time for you, but instead of quickly punching them out. Or dig out the old Cricut and make some circles on there and have them all cut out in one go. A little bit easier. So now we have our 5 pieces, and now we're just going to keep going and add some more pieces. Now I'm going to show you here, if you don't have, well, this is me making, this is so stunned, I brought out a pencil instead of the square thing. Oh, stunned. Anyway, so I'm just making one little template here. Now, I did this craft with my sister and her friends in the summer, and I didn't have enough scoreboards to go around, so this is what I did. I made a little triangle template, and then what you can do is on top of your circle paper, you just take your triangle and lay it on your thing, and then use that basically to get your lines. So you can just fold your paper. I mean, it's a little more fiddly, but you can fold your paper right around the triangles. And it might be an easier thing to do with kids and stuff. The group that I was doing the craft with, some of them had never used a scoreboard, so they found it easier to just do this and wrap the circle just around that triangle template. And making a bunch of the little triangles is a lot cheaper than buying scoreboards. So if you're doing this craft with a bunch of people, it'd be good. Or, you know, if you don't even need the triangle, if you're doing odd-shaped circles that aren't 2 1/4 and 2 1/2, and the score line is actually at the 1 7/8 mark like mine is, and you've picked something maybe bigger or smaller than those sizes, you can just make it up and just kind of fold your paper towards the center. And again, you could cut it away and make your own little triangle template. So now we just pick another piece and just keep gluing. And we're just going to continue around like that until we're done. So these take about 20 minutes to a half an hour to make, kind of thing. It's a good craft to do in front of the TV. Just cut out a bunch of circles, get your glue and your string, and then just go put on a Christmas movie and create. Because once you have all your circles and stuff done, there's no measuring, so it's just a good craft to put together while you're doing something else. I managed to get everything done for Christmas. I finished last night. Today is actually December 16th. And I finished my last project last night, late last night. And it was something online, and unfortunately it's not going to get to my dad. It was something for my dad, so it's not going to get to him until after Christmas, unfortunately. I was having some computer trouble. And yeah, it's not going to get there in time, but that's okay. It's all good. So I'm just going to speed up the video here so you don't have to listen to my crazy stories. So just keep going. Make sure you've got 5 pieces when you're looking down on top of it. And it should work. Just keep going. Okay, so we're back, and I'm just gluing the last little piece on here. You've got to glue all 3 sides for the last piece, so it can be a little tricky, a little bit fiddly, but that's okay. And the other thing is your points might not all meet at the top, and there might be a little bit of a gap, but that's okay. It's a handmade craft. But now you can probably see why it's easiest to get that string on at the beginning when you're putting your first 5 pieces together. So it's just one less thing to have to think about at the end. So I hope you enjoyed this craft, and like I showed, you can make them in any size. And yeah, they're pretty cool. I like them. And so have fun with that. I'd like to get another craft video up before Christmas, which is next weekend. Hard to believe. I'm starting to run out of time. So I'll try to get another craft up before Christmas. Fingers crossed that I can get that done. But if not, I hope you guys understand. It's a busy time of year. But anyway, please like and subscribe. And thank you for watching. And I'll be back with some more videos soon. All right, take care. See ya.